Good evening, Juco Editz family, and welcome to Season 4, Episode 20 of the Juco Editz podcast. Tonight I'm going to be joined by Caden Favors, Cleveland Guardians minor league pitcher. Caden, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate you for your time tonight. Okay, so how we're going to start off the podcast, Caden, I want you to talk to me about your time at Carl Albert High School, but we're going to start with your senior year.
Senior year was my COVID year, and so I was committed to junior college going into my senior year, and then I wasn't really, showing off anything special, and didn't really start to bloom until my going into that summer, going into college. But I didn't have any Division I offers. And then, COVID kind of screwed everything up because guys were getting a year back and money just wasn't available. So uh, I didn't get a senior year for baseball and ended up just going to junior college my first year.
Okay, so I want to go back a little bit, Caden, then can you take me through your junior year because it says you were the state runner-up?
Yeah, junior year, um, we made a push all the way to state. We were probably the best team in state, just ran out of pitching at the time. The number one in front of me was Carson Thomas, and he's another left-handed pitcher. He's committed to OU, and then it was me, and then the kid who started the state game was committed to another junior college. So we had a good offense, and I mean, our defense could hang with anybody. It just didn't work out pitching wise for us at the end of the year.
Okay, so Caden, talk to me about this. So your recruitment out of high school, you said it wasn't like very big, but can you tell me like what all JUCOs reached out to you before ultimately deciding on Seminole State?
I mean, to be honest, by the time Seminole State reached out, I think I only had probably like three serious junior college offers. So, Redlands, I think they reached out. Rose State was already there, but that was free anyways from coming from school. And then I had a small Texas school named Clarendon.
Okay, yep, Clearden, yeah.
So, yeah, Clarendon. And then Midland offered me too, but I decided to stay close to home. I knew Seminole had a good, um, reputation for a lot of good athletes and players, and so I thought I'd develop pretty well there, and that's why I chose them.
Okay, so you had 13 appearances, 5 starts. You went 2-3 with an 8.62 ERA, over 31.1 innings pitched, 33 strikeouts. So there's a couple games from your JUCO career I want to talk to you about, okay? The
Yeah,
first one, Rose State.
yeah. It's been a minute since I pitched against them, but I think I was supposed to come in and pitch against them on the I guess they had varsity and junior varsity still, so like team one, team two. So I was supposed to come in and throw an inning for some scouts in the varsity game, and then I think we enrolled them in seven, so I had to start the junior varsity game. I think I did pretty good. I definitely showed that I probably shouldn't be pitching on junior varsity, but I think um, I think it all worked out there for a reason. So.
Okay, next, Connor State.
Um, Connor State, I know we ended up losing that one. Uh, I think I had a decent game. I can't really remember. It was a bounce back game for sure. I had a couple rough outings, and that was my first game coming out of the pen, I believe. Um, and then, I think just from there, it kind of like that's my junior college career was short lived. I would like to say that I was better. I was better in the fall, and then I think in the spring it was just I don't know, a learning curve that everyone hits probably. But um, yeah, I think it was a good game, but I know we didn't win that one.
Okay, and then there's two more from your time in JUCO.
Yeah,
Eastern Oklahoma State and NEO.
NEO is a blur. I don't remember if I started that one or what. I remember I was happy though, so I had to have done decent. And then Eastern, I mean, it was good until about the third or fourth inning, and then I mean, that was the best team in the country in my opinion. I don't know how they didn't win it. They had three guys who are in pro ball. All three of their starters are in. I know two of their starters are in AAA right now.
Yep.
So I mean, they were a loaded team, but we didn't we didn't end up winning that one either. We were a good team, but I mean, there's levels to it, just like everywhere you'll see. I mean, it's like if a SEC played a, you know, like Oklahoma State when they have to play Niagara in the regionals. I mean, it's gonna be, hard fought for about three innings, and then you'll see the difference.
Yeah. Okay, so next, let's talk about what was your recruitment out of JUCO like?
There really wasn't much. I mean, I was still talking to Coach Pelfrey at the time as far as like he was interested because I was a left-handed pitcher. So, I mean, I don't think he saw, you know, um, potential there, but I think he saw me when I was doing good in the fall and he thought like, it'd be worth to give me a chance. And I reached out to him after the season was over and was just like, do you have a chance or like, do you have a spot for me to walk on? And he said, yeah. And I said, then I'll be there. And I mean, I just wanted to go Division 1 to try to give myself an opportunity. Nothing against Division 2 or NAI or anything, but I mean, for me, my goal was always to be like a Division 1 baseball player, and so I took the chance and ended up walking on.
Okay, so 2022, your sophomore year at Wichita State, well, your first year at Wichita State, which would be your sophomore year of like college. So, 23 appearances, six starts, 2.82 ERA, 47 strikeouts. So, there's multiple teams I want to talk about from each season. The first one, school record against Oklahoma.
Yeah. Um. What are you? The first one is that deeper in the season, or is that the first time I pitched against them?
Um,
Are you talking about the no hit one? Because there was a few times that I got back at Oklahoma.
yeah,
They didn't
that's
recruit me out of.
yeah, I was gonna say that's the second. I think that's 23, but it says 22. It said school record. It was against Oklahoma, USF, and Houston.
Okay, yeah. So I started 3 games in a row.
Yes.
Uh, I started the Tuesday game against Oklahoma, went five no hit. Started the Friday game against USF. I don't know if I went no hit there, but and then I started the Saturday game because I probably would have started the Sunday game too going into that because we needed to win that series to move us out of that seed, but it ended up being a rain delay, so it wasn't. Yeah, we actually got rained out uh, Saturday and got a doubleheader on Sunday, so I probably would have started, you know, Saturday and Sunday too. But yeah, I mean that was pretty fun. I like doing the opener thing, and then obviously like throwing in the midweeks against the big schools are, you know, an honor in itself as well as like just an experience to see if you can play with the big guys. I mean, that was fun. Obviously, I like to say that I kept Oklahoma's bats hot for the postseason. That was the year they made it and were runner up. So I'd like to say that I helped them out a little bit there.
Okay,
But
so
definitely,
oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say definitely made me feel better about it.
Yeah, and I was gonna actually get into that. So facing Oklahoma, I want you to take me back to facing them. And was that like your first like big game at Wichita State?
Um, I mean that's the most memorable against like big schools, I would say.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I didn't get to pitch against East Carolina that year. Um, I mean, I got in a little bit against some other big school. I got to pitch against A&M in the Frisco Classic. That was a cool one. But I mean, as far as like most memorable and dominant was definitely against OU.
Okay. Now, 2023, your junior year, 21 appearances, 3 starts. You went 3-4, 4.04 ERA, 37 strikeouts. The first game I want you to talk to me about is Long Beach State.
Mhm. Um, those are opening series, and again, I mean, building up to that year, I had a chance to be a weekend guy, and I went in and talked to Pelfrey, and it was neck and neck between me and another kid, and I kind of just told him, like, I feel like I could benefit our team more if I came out of the pen multiple times a week and started on the midweeks, just like I did the year before. Uh, and I mean, I just kind of hit the ground running. I had something to prove, and I think I carried it all the way up until, I blew the game at Cincinnati. But I mean, I jammed my back the first warm up pitch and then kind of was dealing with a back injury the whole year and tried to play through it and probably wasn't the smartest idea to do that. I could have just taken a week off and picked back up where I was, at, but everything happens for a reason.
Okay, next, I want to go back a little bit to that Cincinnati game and like once that injury happened, like did you think it was really severe or do you think it was just like okay, like I'm hurt today, but I'm gonna go back out there and shove my next game?
Yeah, I mean, every baseball player kind of has an ego about themselves. I mean, mine is probably a little at the time was bigger than most guys, and so I like to think that me being hurt, I was better than the other options we had. And in reality, I probably could have given myself a little break. The adrenaline took over once it happened, but I mean, definitely felt it once the game was over, and then that next time I faced OU that year, I was starting or I wasn't starting. I came out of the bullpen and. I mean, I think I didn't even get out of the inning. I don't know how many outs I recorded, but I just remembered once I hit the first step to go down into the dugout, my back locked up, and I was on the I was on the medical table in the training room until the game was over. So, uh, yeah, I mean, it was. I think I worked it into a worse spot rather than giving myself some rest. But like I said, my ego was too big, and I didn't want to, let my team down or let myself down.
Okay, then now 2024, your senior year. First team all conference, second team all region. You were the ace for the Shockers. You went 9-4 with a 3.21 ERA, 17 appearances, 16 starts. Okay, so there's multiple games on this season I want you to talk to me about. And then after that, we'll go into your feeling of your last college game. Okay, but the first one is going to be Utah Tech.
Yeah. Um, I mean, it was uh, it was definitely cool. I think you dream about being able to go, you know, complete game against anybody, regardless of who it is. And even to do that, like at the collegiate level, I think most pitchers would say, you usually hit a wall around the seventh inning, and by then I felt like I was getting warmed up, and I just took it all the way through nine, and it was a big adrenaline rush, and we went to eat afterwards, and my parents are talking to me, and they're like, "Why can't you sit still?" And I'm like, "I got more to do. I don't know. I don't feel finished." So like it was, you do it once, and it's something you strive for every time.
Okay, this next team is a team that made a deep run in the NCAA tournament this past season. UTSA.
Yeah. Again, like you know, I hit the seventh inning, and I'm looking over at Coach Green and our pitching coach Claggett, and they're talking, and I'm like, I'm not coming out of the game. Like this is my game to finish, and obviously, like we that was a rough series because I think we had two ejections and a rain delay, and it kind of screwed up the whole season, or not whole season, but whole series.
Yeah.
So I mean, part of me, like again, my ego took over, and I was kind of just in the moment of being like, no one else is going to be able to do it. Like I got to do it. And so it was a fun experience. And I mean, kind of solidified the fact of like, it wasn't just a fluke that I did it against, you know, um, Utah Tech. Like it was, like I can do this against anybody, and it's sweet, obviously, like to see UTSA make a run. Like they're a great team, and obviously at that time, I think we after that it looked like a nail in the coffin. Once that game was over, they looked like they were done that year, and so I think when they made the run that they did this past year, obviously teams get hot, and uh, yeah, I mean I think they got a great staff down there, and um, they'll probably be, especially with NIL, to the Texas area, especially, around San Antonio, you probably get some good people down there to donate and definitely make a difference.
Okay, this next one, Tulane.
Um, Tulane was another chippy series. Uh, I mean, they don't like me as much as I don't like them, and so it was fun, obviously, to compete. They're a great team. I played with their catcher, Colin Tuft. I mean, he was at Virginia, and then we played together in summer ball, and I mean, he's a great hitter, and like their lineup 1 through 9 was a tough out that year, and obviously they ended up getting us back, but I didn't have anything to say about it in the conference championship. So, uh, but yeah, I mean, it was all in all a fun year.
East Carolina.
Um, I don't know if you remember that one, but that was the game where they stole home on us. We had a 2-1 lead going into the bottom of the seventh, and then I gave up a home run to tie the game, and then I got out of that inning, and then the eighth rolled around, and I mean we played them tight all the way until the end, and the ninth just kind of slipped away from us, and um, we ended up beating them. Sorry, they ended up beating us, but then we ended up beating them later that day.
I gotcha. Okay, so then you went on to be AAC All Tournament Team. So take me back. What was it like knowing your last college game?
Uh, I mean, it's looking back on it now, I get very nostalgic. Obviously, uh, I know my career's not anywhere near finished, but you're around those guys every day, and like obviously everyone's working to get drafted, but like that's the most fun anyone will ever have, in my opinion, at any level because you're all playing for each other, and you're playing for a school to try to represent, like to make something out of it, and so it's hard to you know like the first, obviously not seeing those guys the first couple months is hard, and you have a group chat that you keep going, but I mean for the most part, you look back on it and you're grateful for the experience more than anything.
Okay, the next question that I have for you, Caden, is I want you to talk to me about playing with some of the guys that I know that were on your team. Ryan Callahan,
Yeah.
Caleb Anderson, Braden
Okay.
Zucart.
There you
Right.
go.
There you go.
Yeah, great guys, all Kansas City boys, right?
Yup.
Right up around that area. um Yeah, I mean, Belu, Callie, and Caleb, they're all great guys, and I mean, it was fun because we I know the guys looked up to me as a leader, but like without having those guys around me for the support and like the morale, I mean, it would have been a lot harder. But everyone was on the same page, and having a guy like Callie there to bring the morale up no matter what. And same thing with Belu. Like Belu's the biggest team guy I've ever met, and then Caleb's just a great guy through and through. And I mean it just those guys are great, and I don't think I could ask for a better team to play with going through my senior year.
Okay, now 2024 MLB Draft. Take me through what teams you were hearing from before ultimately getting that call, and what was that call like from the Cleveland Guardians?
Yeah, so I mean, it's a lot different for everybody, obviously. Um, for me, I was a senior, so like there's still, teams that were interested. Most of it was, low slot, or not low slot, but not getting the pick value, obviously. And everyone looking for a senior sign so they can give some more money to some other guys. Um, but I mean, before the draft rolled around, like I heard from the Marlins and the Braves, and they were looking for senior signs. Same thing with the Padres. Uh, and then the day that I got called was I talked to my agent talked to the Yankees. It was between the Yankees, the Guardians, and the Dodgers.
Okay.
And uh, I mean, the two most serious offers were the Yankees and the Guardians. And so, kind of just talking with my agent before we decided on anything, like you have a little bit more time than you think. Everyone thinks it's like a game time decision, and usually you get a call the round before to be like, "Hey, if he's still available here, would you take this?" kind of thing. And so, I mean, the Yankees and Guardians matched offers, and we just kind of took. I got blessed with a good situation. I don't know if most guys get that, but we got, I got to choose between would I take the Yankees offer here or would I rather take the Guardians, and looking through the minor league system as far as prospects or like tendencies of organizations. We decided to go with the Guardians just because they develop from within and they don't go out and buy guys off the free agent market, or if they do, they're adding additional pieces around the prospects that they already have.
Okay, so next, Caden, we're gonna go back to Juco, and I want you to talk to me about playing with these two guys. I interviewed this one guy last Sunday actually, and that episode will be dropping soon. But the first guy is Haas Brewer.
Yeah, Haas is a big Texas boy. Um, I mean, he had his curveball's still gross. I tried to learn it from him, but I mean, he throws straight over the top. He's got everything you want in an arm. And I mean, yeah, he's an ultra competitor too. So I was happy to see him get an opportunity with the Mets, and he's obviously doing good. He's in high A. I wouldn't be surprised if he's in double A either to start or by the end of next year. So, um, yeah, Haas was a great teammate and even better player.
Okay, then this next guy, Carson Pierce,
Oh, Big Red. Big
Big
Red's a great
Red.
guy. I was just talking to him. We're probably gonna meet up and go watch a OU football game this next week. So yeah, Big Red. I mean, he rehabbed Tommy John this past year, and great teammate. I think we were. I mean, we played together in summer ball the year before we went to Seminole, and then he ended up transferring to Cali, and then
Yep.
obviously getting his chance with the Blue Jays. But I mean, he's a dog too. Like you talk about big, lanky, athletic. Everything you want in an athlete and more. I mean, Big Red is, and so he'll have a long career as well.
Okay, next we're going to transition back to the MLB. Talk to me about spring training with the Guardians.
Um, I, I mean, I can't speak for other organizations, but the Guardians do a good job about cycling guys through, and you get to play with a bunch of people. Like I played on the same field as Bazana and Hanau just got added to the 40 man, and Bazana's up in AAA. So like, those guys getting to play with everyone in between every level. It just adds experience. And like spring training's hectic, but you don't really. It flies by. Like it's a blast. Really, really it is. It's hectic and you feel like rushed out of everything, but then once you hit the field, it's just baseball, and you're basically like a little kid. You got games going on at the field next to you, and you don't even realize it anymore because you're playing against a bunch of you know guys who got a lot of money. So it's fun for sure.
Okay, next, talk to me about your transition to high A.
Yeah, so I I got 1 month after the draft in low A and did pretty well, and obviously I put in a lot of work in the off season and came back throwing harder. I'm a little bit older too than most of the guys in my draft class, so that helped too. And just I mean the ability to compete was big for me, and I think the Guardians saw that I was ready to, take on high A, and hopefully next year I can start off in Double A and just keep making the progression, wherever they need me and whenever they need me.
Okay, so what were the lessons that you learned this season, and what are your expectations going into 2026?
I I learned that you're not going to be perfect every time. I mean, I knew that before, but like being on the road and I don't even know how long the season is. 6 months basically. You're there half the year, and then you add spring training on top of that. I mean, I tend to criticize myself too hard and be my worst, you know, worst critic. I can't let. I think it's a blessing and a curse, obviously, but I like to expect the best out of myself all the time, and just knowing that not everything's going to be perfect, and it's all in God's timing. So I would say that's the one thing I learned there. And then obviously, like, guys don't realize that, once you start throwing harder, you got to learn how to, command it again. And I think my ego got the best of me. And I thought, my results could have been a little better as far as, my strikeout to walk ratio. I struck out a lot of guys, but I did walk quite a few too. And so, yeah, that's my other lesson there is just don't be so critical on yourself, and learn that I'm still in a learning phase. Like people don't really see it until you get to the double A, triple A level, but low A, high A, and rookie ball are all about development. So just knowing you're there for a reason is kind of a lesson in itself. And then my goals for myself, obviously, I like to set high goals. I'd love to start off in double A, and um, I mean, if I could start off in double A and end up in triple A, like that would be an above and a beyond, an amazing year for me. Um, Obviously, I don't want to be greedy and, be like, I'm going to make it to the big leagues in 2026, but, we'll see where it takes me.
All right, welcome to Juco, welcome to D1, and welcome to the minor story.
Uh, Welcome to JUCO. Um, I mean, outside of playing, welcome to JUCO would be can't get into the full story, but would be guys getting in trouble, and then we all had to run at 5 a.m. Or actually, we got tore up pretty bad about Connor State and had to run. That was my welcome to JUCO moment, and then I mean, welcome to D1 was I got it was the fall, but I mean I gave up a shot, and that was after we had a rough scrimmage against Cali, and so I was barking at our dugout, and they were barking back at me, and that was kind of my welcome to D1. got pulled aside and said, "You can't do that here. It's not JUCO anymore." So there was that, and then I mean, welcome to minor league would probably be I don't I don't know, man. I mean, I threw a kid a cutter outside and it was 93 and I beat him and he hit a, opposite field home run. So like
Mhm.
you can beat guys with your best stuff and still get beat on that day. So that's probably my welcome to the minors moment.
Okay, next, talk to me about battling adversity in JUCO and D1.
Um, at JUCO, I didn't really handle it well. Uh, you know, I still probably wasn't as mature as I would have liked to have been. Um, but I mean, everyone's going to get punched in the mouth. It's kind of how you respond to it. And at JUCO, I didn't respond to it great. And then like going into Division 1, I was grateful to have Coach Pelfrey there with me, and we kind of worked on a few things after that welcome to Division 1 moment for me. And so it kind of helped me keep myself cool and collective. And I think I was better about it when I was at the Division 1 level for sure.
All right. 5 a.m. JUCO story.
5 a.m. JUCO story. Uh, I mean, I know I set my alarm for 4:30 in the morning, so I wasn't late for 5 a.m. running. Um, but I mean, we were running figure eights around the gym, and we were running up downs, and I mean, when we were running our figure eights, I don't know if Big Red said it in his interview, but I mean, we were we were doing arm circles while sprinting around the gym. Like it was the craziest thing ever. It's the most JUCO thing ever too. But I mean, it brings a team tight, and obviously it sucks when it happens. But like you look back at it and you're like, man, I really did that with these guys. Like I'm grateful that it's with these guys.
Okay, next one is going to be favorite places that you played at JUCO Division 1 in the minors.
Oh, JUCO's small, man. I mean, like I was. I mean, we played at UCO, which is a Division 2, and it was a nice turf field. It's a JUCO's out of pocket as far as what guys will do. So like I had people barking at me, stuff like that. So it is funny, but I mean, I'd probably say UCO or we went down to Northwest Arkansas, I think, and got to play out there. They had a nice field or a good view at least, not a nice field though, but it was fun. Um, and then nicest field at Division 1, probably over it. I mean, I don't think people give that place enough credit. It's it's probably better than most of the high A fields that I played on this year. So, and they keep that place in tip top shape.
Okay, toughest lineup that you faced in JUCO D1 in the minors.
Uh, JUCO was Eastern by far. I mean, they had a bunch of D1 commits, and then their pitchers not giving you a break didn't really help either. Um, and then Division 1 would probably be East Carolina is really scrappy, man. I mean,
Yeah.
they play small ball, but like it feels like they're just pounding the ball all over the park. So I'd probably go East Carolina, or I mean, I got to throw against Oklahoma State my senior year, and they won the Big 12 that year. So those two teams on my senior year, and then in the minors would definitely be the Whitecaps. It was Max Clark, Kevin McGonigal, and Josue Briseño. Those were the big
Ooh.
three, and I I'd like to say I got him the first couple times, and then once we played him about the ninth or 10th time, they ended up getting me back. So that was a good team, though.
What is your biggest source of motivation during challenging times?
I mean, I'd like to say my faith. Um, I credit, I don't think I'd be where I'm at, obviously, with the, challenges that I've been through with my back. And, obviously, like, I was supposed to sign with the Giants coming out of my junior year, too, and that fell through. And, I mean, just keeping faith that, it's all in God's timing and uh, that I don't have to put any pressure on myself. And we're all human, and I put pressure on myself anyways. But like relying on that is, what takes me through my toughest times for sure. That and family.
What is one thing to expect on the Division One level?
You can expect that. I mean, there's going to be guys that stand out, obviously. But I mean, at the end of the day, like the guys that put in work, it's all about developing. I mean, you don't expect to come in and just compete as you are. Like, obviously, you're going to compete there, but like, if you really put in the work, like, you'll see guys take jumps over guys that were like known starters, and then, they end up falling behind because the sophomore or freshman decided to put in a little more work, and, they end up either hitting better or pitching better.
What do you think is your best attribute?
Uh, Definitely my longevity or my endurance would be my best attribute. Like the ability to go deep into games, or like I don't really run out of gas. Like once I start getting higher in the pitch count.
All right, Caden. So next, what I want you to talk to me is about your faith in testimony with Christ.
Um, I mean, I'd probably say, I grew up in a Christian household, and uh, I mean, my parents, you know, raised me to go to church every Sunday, and I can't say that I was obviously the best, you know, growing up, but I don't think church is for the perfect. I think it's for the broken, and I found my way, through tough times with Christ, and I've learned to lean on Him more as I get older, and that's where I kind of find my identity is, knowing that I may not be perfect, but I am forgiven. Um, and so that's my identity, and I'll stick by that as long as I can, and uh, I feel like it's a blessing to even be loved like that. It's something that I can't explain, but that's my identity, and that's who I'll be.
I gotcha. I agree. Okay, so next, what is one thing you do to try to get out of a slump?
Uh, I mean, I'm more on the realistic side of things, and I think that can be a little brutal at times. But like I try to look for answers regardless of performance. I'm always looking to be better, and until I'm in Cooperstown, like I don't think I'll ever be satisfied with how I am. But for a slump, I would say, I would. I mean, I just like to leave things at the field. That's the best way to do it. Obviously, it sucks. Nobody wants to suck at their job, but uh, playing some video games and hanging out with the guys is probably going to be the best way to get out of it, for me at least, of just separating me from the field.
What's the biggest thing you noticed transitioning from JUCO to Division One to the minors?
Juco, I mean, talent is it's more pitcher based. I mean, there's some good, you know, JUCO hitters still. Like most of the guys that are developed in JUCO are either, there by, putting their nose to the grindstone and just developing. And, the guys that are really good hitters there for the most part are bounce backs that can handle some velocity. Uh, and then at Division One, just depends on where you play at. So if you play a mid major, you probably have 1 through 4 that are solid, and then once you get to Power Five level or upper mid major, you'll get 1 through 6 who are just solid hitters. Your 1 through 4 are your leadoff is a really good on base guy. Your 3 and 4 hole are obviously your power guys. 2 holes in between that, and then 5 and 6 hole would be, I mean, an average hitter. So they might get you 1 out of 3 times, but that one time, if it comes across right, can do damage. And then uh, at the minor league level would be everybody's solid. I mean, you're going to have more depth 1 through 9 than the guy that comes off the bench is still going to be solid. Like, he's there for a reason, and even though he's not starting, doesn't mean he can't do damage. And the higher you go, uh, the more you got to execute.
What's one of your favorite things about Juco?
The snack nasties. No, I'm kidding. My favorite thing about JUCO is probably just the grittiness of it. I mean, it wasn't pretty, but it was a great time. Uh, I mean, that's you don't really get anywhere near competing until you get to the big leagues. I would say with that, obviously you compete, but like I said, it's pretty out of pocket, but it's fun competing at junior college. You'd see some benches clear and you think there might be a knife pulled out, but it's fun. Stuff like that. So
Okay. Um, Next that I have for you is what's it like playing in the minors in your opinion?
I can tell you it's a lot better than what it was for a long time. They treat us way better. Um, I enjoy being on the road. I like traveling, and so every place we've been so far, I can't complain really. I mean, we're in you know good hotels or good enough hotels. They're not Motel Sixes, I can tell you that. But food's better, field's better. Housing is taken care of. Like, it's still a good time. Uh, I mean, I can't complain. I don't have anything to pay for there, so like I'm still getting money that's like good enough. And most guys live off of their signing bonus. But I mean, I don't have to live a lavish life to enjoy what I do.
Okay. How do you handle and learn from criticism or constructive feedback?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say my freshman year in junior college, I didn't handle it very well, and then once you start to use it rather than, um, feel like you're being attacked, is when you'll start to see changes as far as like, progress. And I mean, it's not like the feedback is because, you suck at something. It's because they want to win, and like this is what's going to help get the team there. So like, the better you can be, the better the team can be, and the more fun everyone's going to have because you're going to be winning. That's how I look at it, at least.
Okay. How do you stay mentally locked in?
Um, I mean, just depends. Some days everyone needs a break. Um, but like some days, you can push yourself with the competition with somebody if you're not pitching. Like, make bullpens fun, or like have a challenge with yourself of like executing a pitch. Like, that's how you really stay mentally locked in. But in game time, I mean, it's all kind of going with the flow of things. Like, obviously, you're gonna get punched in the mouth, but like you have to let you have to let it go and really assess what you got to do next. And uh, as much as people say it's like staying locked in, it's kind of just like preparing yourself before that happens. Because everyone's gonna get punched in the mouth. It's just how do you respond?
Right. Okay, next I'm going to ask you about some topics in college sports, and I want to know your thoughts on them, okay?
All right.
Okay, so the first one, what is your thoughts on NIL?
I didn't really experience much of it. I think right now with where it's at, it just depends, like on the person that gets it. There's egos in the room, and obviously some people can wear it and some people can't. Um, but at the end of the day, it's like once you get to your job, if you want to get more money, you got to do better. So, I mean, anyone can get it, and it's just how much do you get kind of thing. So I think it can be a good thing and a bad thing, but like as long as egos are checked, and which for the most part they are, like guys don't really get out of hand with stuff. But like it just comes down to the decency of the person.
Okay. Next, thoughts on players having advisors.
I mean, I'm all for it. Like if you have someone who will be brutally honest with you, that's better than having someone who's going to tell you you're the greatest player and you should go get $1 million from an SEC school and sit on the bench. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I would like if you're going to get an advisor, like they need to be honest with you, because at the end of the day they work for you and you don't work for them. So like you want someone who's going to tell you, hey, like yeah, you might be getting 30,000 from this SEC school, but their starting shortstop, which is a position you play, is there for 2 more years, and then it's his draft year. And then the guy behind him is a freshman right now who got the same amount you did. So you have two people to either beat out, or you have to wait your turn or switch out of that position.
Yeah.
So that's where an advisor comes in handy. But at the same time, it's like I don't think most kids really look at it like that. Once you're coming from high school, you just look at the big school and you're like, yeah, I can play there. But then you don't realize you have to go beat out a, you know, 21-year-old.
Yeah.
Never played at that level before, and it's a lot different for most guys. So
Okay, next is thoughts on the transfer portal.
again, I mean, I think it's a good thing as long as it's not abused. Like I can't stand seeing all these football players go to 4 different schools. Like I understand they're getting a lot of money,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's like who's really the problem at that point? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I get like obviously say you're a freshman, you start out at a mid major and you want to go to a power five. Like obviously if the mid major can't pay you what you feel like you deserve, then yeah, I mean you're obviously gonna go to a power five that'll give you a little more money. But if you don't play there, are you gonna go back to a mid major? Are you gonna go to a different power five? So like I think after you get one transfer there, and then obviously like if a coach is fired
Yeah,
or
I agree.
it just doesn't work out. Like you red shirt. I think as long as it's not a red shirt because like you just don't like being there, then go ahead and transfer and try again. But like I think two is plenty, and two, you know, like two should be the max for me, in my opinion, unless you're really just getting screwed there. Like, but you have to have proof for that. Like, that's what I
Yeah,
would like to see. Is I can't stand guys who can't hold themselves accountable.
I agree. I 1,000% agree with you on that. Because in my opinion, okay, so I've had multiple people on my podcast and that like this season they are in the minor leagues like yourself, and
Yeah,
like they say like the same thing. So let's say someone, okay, so they go Power Five out of high school, right?
right.
But then they decided to take the JUCO route, which I think that's a great idea. Because
Yeah,
if you're not playing good at the Power Five level, or if you're at the D1 level, I've had guys on my podcast that are at the D1 level. They're producing at the D1 level, but they were at like a mid major, so they're like, you know what? I'm gonna take the JUCO route. Then they got drafted right out of JUCO. So
yeah,
I mean, there's multiple different experiences for everyone, I would say. But like, well, I agree with you on that because like, if you're someone that you're like, okay, I'm at a Power Five school, then I'm gonna transfer to a mid major, then I'm gonna transfer to a Power Five, then I'm gonna transfer to a Power Five. Like, I'm not for that because like at the end of the day, I feel like okay, so if you're at a Power Five, you got to go JUCO. That's fine. So then after that, you go JUCO, you go have a chance to go back to Power Five. So you're back at Power Five. But then after that, let's say your coach gets fired. That's fine. Then you can go to another school. Or
Yeah,
let's say it's just not working out for you. That's fine. You can go to another school. But I feel like you have to go JUCO to go like two schools, or you have to go JUCO, at that point.
yeah,
Because it's like at the end of the day now, we're having like if the JUCO rule doesn't count anymore, like what I'm getting ready to talk about next, then
yeah,
I feel like people can go JUCO. So like
yeah,
just go JUCO because we do have now we have players that are like 21, 22 in JUCO still. So
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, those guys are still trying to go and make it. They're not just going
yeah,
one, two, three, four different schools. So I feel you on that.
yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, if I don't think the NCAA will ever do it, but like I think if you go, you transfer from Power Five to Power Five, or Power Five to mid major, like just do a you know like if you're getting NIL, might as well make it a contract. Just do a 2 year thing, and like
Yeah,
you have to guarantee your 2 years there. Now, if you don't play your first year, obviously you could put a void in the contract somewhere, but that's just getting
right.
down the rabbit hole there. But
Yeah,
like at the same point, like you're either not playing because you're hurt, or maybe you're not good enough, or the coach doesn't like you. It's a bunch of different things, but like
right.
still at the same time, like I think you either burn a year if you get out of that, or you redshirt and you don't get a red shirt back, obviously, from another transfer. But
Yeah. I
yeah, that's the route I would go. But I don't think the NCAA will ever take it down that road.
All right. So next, thoughts on the extra year eligibility rule. So if you're a JUCO guy, there's a chance you get granted another year. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for it. JUCO, as hard as it is, um, like I know you're saying guys go from Power Five to JUCO, but like I can't I can't think of a guy, at least that I know, that went from big Power Five to JUCO and then kind of made it out of there. Like those guys, I mean, I'm not like dissing on them, but some of them are prima donnas, so like it's hard to go JUCO and actually make it out of there. Um, but I mean, I think if you can do it, like if you can go JUCO and make it back out, like yeah, sure, why not? Go ahead. It's two different levels, and as long as you're not Diego Pavia at 25 or 26, however old he is, like go ahead. Like you shouldn't be 26 playing against 18-year-olds. That's just unless you had some sort of illness, you know what I mean? Like I don't think there's any reason for a guy to, be 26 playing against a bunch of 18-year-olds.
Okay, so my next one that I have for you is out of your career, what season means the most to you, and what coach means the most to you?
Um, I mean, definitely my senior year of college. Uh, Coach Green and Coach Claggett were new coaches, and they didn't have to bring me back in, but they gave me an opportunity, and we kind of just hit the ground running from there, and they made it smooth and easy, and uh, it allowed me to get um, my feet back under me, and obviously get another opportunity at baseball.
And then what season means most to you?
My senior year,
Okay,
yeah, yeah, my senior year of college.
gotcha. Okay. And then the final two that I have for you tonight, Caden, is what is your walkout song?
Walkout song. I've bounced around a little bit. My college career, it was public service announcement by Jay-Z.
Nice.
This last year, uh, I can't remember what I used, but I think I'm gonna switch it up for sure.
Okay.
I'll probably go either some, like might do Boondocks. That's a good one, or just something classic. I don't know. We'll figure it out though.
Okay, and the last thing that I have for you tonight, Caden, is what advice do you have for high school players, JUCO players, Division One players trying to make it to the next level like you have?
Um, it's gonna suck, but I mean, if you can embrace like one, I would take feedback from anyone you can get it from, as long as it's not like, you know, fake. And two, uh, the people who can get punched in the mouth and respond are going to be the people that stick around. So, like, regardless of, how good or bad you think you're doing, it can always be better. Um, and you just got to realize that if you get back up, that's more than what most people are doing. So, don't give up. And, uh, I mean, the longer you can, you know, get on your feet and stay on your feet, the longer you'll be around.
Okay, Caden, well, I really appreciate you for coming on tonight, man, and I wish you best of luck next season in the minors with the Guardians, man.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate it. Thanks for having
No,
me.
no problem, man. Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you.